Kia ora YouTube whanau, my name's Rick and this is Rick the Maker. So in today's video I'm going to be doing this carving here that there's been quite a few requests for in the comments. Actually really looking forward to doing this one. This one's the one I'll be doing next. Going to have a bit of power and carving into the power and stuff in it. But this one here, I'm going to have a little bit of power in the eye and these circles here will be power. But yeah, stick around. You guys will be able to see what I go through. I'm not going to be as in-depth with all the bits and everything because I'm pretty much going to be using the same bits as what I use in my other videos. But I'll just let you guys know what bits I'm going to be using. So yeah, let's get into it. Alrighty, this is a piece of bone that we're going to be using. This is a piece of bone that I've actually just done a processing video on. I've been able to get quite a few bits of bone out of it. I'm going to be using this one here. I'm just going to cut out this spot. I'm going to have to use a coping saw for that because my bandsaw blade's actually broken. Got another one on the way, but it's going to take a little while to get here. I do have a bit of a hole that's running down the middle here. It actually goes all the way through to this side here. But to avoid that, I'm just moving it to the side a bit. I will be able to use this piece of bone here for other things, such as like other necklaces, like longer necklaces and like earrings and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, let's get underway. Okay, there we go. That's it there cut out. The main thing with these kinds of things is just to make sure that you don't go past your line. The coping saw, it's so easy to go past the line because the teeth are so aggressive. Because they're so aggressive, they cut quite a bit of the bone at once with one stroke. So you want to make sure that you're just taking your time cutting through it all. You'll end up with a piece cut out like that. I do have a mini vise that I actually use for these kinds of things because I can put it in like that and then turn it and it keeps it all together. So yeah, so that's all ready to roll now. It's just a matter of going to the sanding drums. I use these sanding drums here. I just get the like sanding drums themselves. I just get those off AliExpress for like 100 pack. It's really good in the way that if like say half of them break, I've still got 50 all right ones. So yeah, and I've actually got different sizes. So that's the biggest size that I use. And I've also got this one here. That's a smaller one. These are really good for getting close into like say points like this. I can actually get in a little bit closer there. It just means less work for me to hack away at with my other bits. Yeah, so I'll start getting into that. I'll shape the back. I'll get rid of that, flatten that out a bit, get it all nice and curved slightly, and then get all the shape going, and then I'll start doing these. So yeah, cool. There we go. Got it very close to our wanted size and shape now, so thickness is pretty good. So now it's just a matter of getting all like, see, getting the inside of here, getting rid of that, getting rid of all the up through here, and just like getting closer to the shape and like spots like this and this and over here, getting more of a point to them. So I'll get onto that. The next bit I'll probably end up using will be this bit here. This, if you've seen any of my other videos, is usually my go-to when it comes to about this point of the carving. It's a very good bit for getting into tight corners and stuff like that. You have the sharp point, which makes it really good to get in there. And with the taper, you don't have to worry about accidentally hitting the side if it's just a right angle. But yeah, start getting into that. Alrighty, now that's gotten in here, it's gotten into the point in there and just cleaned up some of the points on the top. Next bit I'll probably end up using, oh, getting all tongue-tied today, will probably be either this bit, probably use that for the bigger hole. Sorry, make it so you guys can see it. Either that bit there, or there is another bit that I'll probably use, and this bit here. So this one here is pretty much just a smaller version. That's really good for getting into the likes of here and cleaning up on the inside of here as well. But getting into there and getting in here and in here and in here as well. So the bigger bit will go in here, mainly because of the fact it's able to take a little bit more. It's a bit more aggressive than the smaller one. And then I'll be able to do like the likes of around here with this one. I don't know if I'll use it in there. I might want to see if I can find a finer bit to do in there, but I'll see how it goes. I might end up just needing to use this bit. It is quite a small bit. It's a 1.5 to 2 mil bit. So 1.5 in the middle, but it's 2 mil if you take into account the teeth that are on it. So it's pretty much a 2 mil bit. But yeah, I'll get onto that and bring you guys back. There we go. Hopefully you can hear me through my dust mask. Okay, now we've got most of the holes that we can do with the bits done. These two little holes here I'm going to be able to end up cleaning up with other bits. But for now, I think that's pretty good. Now I want to get some of the depth going. So like say this tail I actually want a little bit lower than the body here. So the tail needs to be a little bit lower, so I've got to shave that down a little bit. I've also got the beak. I want to have a bit higher than the eye. Just stuff like that. So now get into doing that. So to do that, I'm actually going to go back to my good old trusty bit here. These bits are really good. These bits come in pretty much any pack or anything like that that you get when it comes to Dremel bits. And they're so handy to use. Because for this one here, I can actually just come in like this and it'll slowly lower this piece compared to the body. So yeah, we'll get into that. Cool, that's where we're at now. So I've got all these nice and smooth, not finished smooth, but at least with a good shape on them. Now to get into these finer areas here, these really little thin parts, I actually find it really handy to use a bit like this. This is a diamond bit, but it's got a really fine point on it. I don't know if that's going to focus. Focus! It's got a really fine point on it. And that's really good for getting into these areas here. So you go in and then drag out and it slowly gets you more of a sharp point in there. And I also like to use these diamond bits for sanding as well, because they're able to get into these areas quite easily. So yeah, I'll start getting onto that. Now I'll swap into this one, just to fine tune some of these points in here. Makes it a bit easier. Good thing about the diamond bits, they don't take a lot of material, so it makes it a lot more controlled. Okay, so next thing, I want to get some of these details in, especially like around the eye, and start down here. And I want to have a bit of power in here, a bit of power in here, and a bit of power in the eye as well. So if I get a bit of detailing going, then I'll be able to get a general idea. But just before I do that, I'm going to get the files out and just give it a bit of a clean up with the files. The smoother I can get it now with the files, the better. Cool. Now for some details. Now for these ones, I am actually going to swap out my collet. This is quite a big collet, this one. I've got some bits that are quite a bit smaller that I prefer to do the detailing with. So I'll use the slightly smaller collet. And when I say small, I mean small. Awesome, there we go. So that is now at a point where I'm ready to start gluing in the power and all that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, I've run out of time today, so I guess that's going to have to be the next video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, please subscribe, and share the video if you think there's somebody out there that would enjoy it. If you definitely want to see the next part of it, when I do the power and all the stringing and polishing and all that kind of stuff, subscribe so that you get notified. Oh man, so you get notified that I've put the video up. And yeah, so ka kite.